What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. All right, y'all. So, hot off the heels off the Star Wars celebration, we're going to go ahead and talk about some very, very nice things or some very bad things, depending on how you look at this news, because there's some stuff in here that might get some mixed reactions, at least from you. I know from you for a fact. Audience, I don't know, they might be on board with it. Let's just start with a good palate cleanser opener that's not gonna get to I don't want to twist your knickers.
Why would you say okay?
I'm just saying, I don't want to twist your knickers
okay.
so soon.
I need you to stop saying that. I need you to say anything else. Okay,
right.
What's this? What are we doing? What is this?
So, first things first now.
Wait, but before we get into the news, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by ZippyStream. If you are wondering how we make money to run our podcast, it's all because of this innovative platform. Here at FilmBros Podcast, we absolutely love using ZippyStream. It's the easiest way to convert listeners into an email list, but best of all, they find us sponsorship so we can keep making money doing what we love.
Suppose you're also a podcaster thinking about starting one. ZippyStream will help you find and manage your relationship with brands that are relevant to your audience. If you want to learn more, contact us as soon as possible. Everyone that signs up this month will get to claim £10 as a joining bonus, which is around $12 or something like that.
Just reach out to us by email or social media DMs, and I'll put you in touch with the guys at ZippyStream right away. Now back to the pod. If you're a video game fan, congratulations, because you're probably one of the people that boosted this movie up so high. But Super Mario Bros. Lands one of the biggest openings of the year, surpassing Quantumanium, because that was the biggest opening this year. Didn't really do much in the back end, but in the front end, it was right. It was
full
right.
Steam ahead.
Yeah, full steam ahead. So domestically, wound up making $204.6 million. Made over as much as maybe, I think Shazam probably ended at 198 point something million. They just beat that in the first weekend from Wednesday, and they cheated. They went from, usually movies come out Thursday night, Friday. Mario came out Wednesday up until Sunday. They had what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Open window, free reign. And for, I guess, internationally, globally, 375.6 million. So that's an extra 100 on top. So here in the U.S., we basically propped it up. Kind of sucks because Air kind of took a dip with only a 20.2 million. But, I mean, Mario Bros. Is killing it. Illumination, Universal. Are they rivaling Disney right now? Giving Disney a run for their money?
Well, I mean, the way I see this is like good for animation in general. You know what I mean? But it is a kids movie and whatnot. It's just this one pulled up the heartstrings of not just kids, but of gamers and all around people who know who Mario is.
Everybody knows Mario.
That's why.
Or they should.
They should. If you don't, you're crazy. And then not just to them, but Disney they haven't put out anything new, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, nothing groundbreaking as of lately. They've kind of been falling back in animation, if that makes any sense, because it's either a live action remake,
Or
a sequel to something we didn't ask for, or straight to Disney Plus garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Disney just hasn't been hitting the ball lately.
Yeah.
So it gives movies like this an excuse to bump up. If it was going against a Disney movie, maybe it would be different, but Disney has been on the back burner lately.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Disney has not been, and Disney usually was the studio. Now people are gonna be like, well, what about that other movies that they put out? Yes, we know some of them did do good, do really well, especially like the rewatch value on some of them are really good with Disney films. Don't get me wrong, but they had some some pretty big misses as of lately. You know what I mean? Like Pixar has been basically picking up the slack for them. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's kind of Disney Animation themselves seems like they're kind of been struggling a little bit, and seeing that Mario, an Illumination film, right, from Universal, at a game, and yeah, maybe you're right, it probably has a little leg up because you know Mario's a well-known brand, like people love Super Mario everything, and you would have thought Chris Pratt's voice would have deterred people, but people really didn't give a fuck to the point now that the Nintendo maker, what's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't know his name.
I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm not gonna even say it. He's like the CEO. He even announced that they're gonna be putting the voices from the movie in actual, like, Luigi's Mansion 3. If you want to hook it up to your Smash Bros and have Mario speak like Chris Pratt, you could do that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, it's kind of advanced so soon.
That's crazy stuff. I didn't even know about all that because I know he was there to reveal it when the movie was being announced and stuff.
Yeah, it happened at their convention.
Yeah, see, so we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But good for animation. It's interesting how these things are coming up, and especially with no Disney competition, you're kind of like, well, there you go.
Yeah, no Disney competition, and you got to also think, because I did some research, so like Disney Animation probably does, like, I believe it said maybe 120 to 150 million to produce a Disney animation movie, whereas this one costed, I think it said about 100 million, like the amount of Shazam, Fear of the Gods, and then like other Minions movies and all that, they're usually like around 70 to 80. I think Minions, the newest Minions, was like 90 mil.
Yeah.
So it's reaching that point, but Disney's been putting in a lot more money and not really getting the return, like this kind of return as of lately. I think the last time they got a big return on an animation movie was Frozen 2. And that's like because I think it was during what's it called, Labor Day weekend, and so like they basically just raked in dough, and I believe this Mario movie beat it out internationally.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. Yeah.
See, so it's easier for animation movies to stand up lately, especially this one. Like I said, hella people went to go see it. Whether if you were just taking your kids or if you're a gamer and you want to check out Mario, or hell, I mean, if you just decided, oh, I'm gonna go watch a Mario movie, you know, you like no other reason for it. You just felt like it, like
peaches.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I haven't seen it.
I know, but I seen it, and it's
it?
Actually really great. Go check it out, guys.
Okay. But yeah, good for the Mario movie. This just means it's getting sequels and stuff.
It's gonna get mad sequels, real life. I'm hoping this is not just a fluke incident, and I'm hoping that they're really gonna like lead up to something. It'd be crazy, and I was thinking about this when I was watching the movie. I was like, man, it'd be crazy if they like did start solo like spin-offs and everything and lead up to like a Super Smash Bros movie.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be like sick. Imagine a Meteoroid movie or something, and then like a Pikachu or Detective Pikachu movie or something, like, you know, for animation. Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That cinematic universe.
A Kirby movie.
Everybody needs a cinematic universe, all right? Everybody needs it. So, with Mario doing so well, and another banger that Universal had put out prior to that was Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. And you know how great that movie actually really is.
I rewatch it quite often.
When we talked before that apparently there was rumors going around saying, like, you know, that because of how good The Last Wish was, that we might get a Shrek 5.
Yeah.
Well, there's a confirmed source now. So Shrek 5 is in development. I guess they are calling back the original cast. That means Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy to come back and reprise their roles in a brand new Shrek movie. Been waiting on this for a while. Now, they kind of got sucked in under the umbrella of Illumination. So I'm kind of excited to see what kind of animation style Shrek 5 is going to have. Because you saw with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish that it was a complete curveball. Like, none of the movies in the series had ever remotely even looked like that. Yeah. So they're taking some risks out there. Illumination themselves, man. I'm telling you, like Mario movie, and let me just add with the Mario movie, like it's so great because it's just like a video game movie. If that makes sense. It's not some bullshit ass like weird writer's room type of talk in the movie. It's literally, it just feels like you're watching the video game play out in front of you, and it's just, for the movie. It's a great watch if you guys want to watch it. But Shrek 5, what do you think about like the animation? Like, do you think we're gonna get something different? Do you think that they're gonna play it safe, or are you excited about a Shrek 5?
Oh man, I have not been excited for a Shrek movie since the second one came out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think any one of them lived up to Shrek 2.
That's why, like, Shrek 2 is so fire.
Peak.
Yeah.
Peak cinema.
Like, the third one's kind of cool, and then, the fourth and fifth one, or the fourth one kind of loses me. But Shrek 5 sounds dope. I know you got a really big fan base all of a sudden. It's funny.
Yeah, where did all the Shrek supporters come from?
I have no idea. No clue. But apparently, I think they'll update the animation. It probably won't be Puss in Boots level, but I don't know. I think Into the Spider-Verse really set the tone, and people are like, well, shit, we could do this animation for everything, and now they changed it up. Like Puss in Boots, like that one had like anime type stuff going on in it, so it looked really good. So I think people are just starting to dip in their toes into something a little different, and it usually works out for the best.
I think the animation style works for Puss in Boots. Shrek is not really an action heavy franchise like Puss in Boots, I believe is. They have some action scenes, but it's not really like a heavy dose of that. It's more comedy. So maybe they might stick with this kind of like 3D model animation. Maybe just polish it up, make it look clean, maybe a little bit more realistic. You know how like these cartoon movies have gotten super realistic. That's what I think they might go. But I mean, if they do throw in that kind of animation style that Puss in Boots had, I won't be mad. I just feel like it doesn't match. It wouldn't match in that world. With Puss in Boots, I kind of felt like it, for sure, for the action and everything like that, it worked.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, because it had like, it looked like it had 3D animation mixed with like pencil drawing animation, and only during the fight scenes. So maybe we're just getting that look of 3D mixed with 2D pencil drawing, and you don't, like you said, there's not much action, but I think the second one kind of had a bit,
Yeah.
So they can do whatever, and I think it'll just end up being okay, because lately animation's been kicking it up. So
I'm just saying, Illumination's been kicking it up. They've been
like, if we thought the volume for live action was peak stuff, they've been doing some real crazy shit in animation.
Yeah, animation's starting to look damn near real at this point. Like with liquids, with the facial expressions, the pores in their face, like they're getting there.
Like, bro, you seen Netflix's Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah, that shit's real.
The way they do that shit, it makes it look so real. You're like, damn.
You gotta love animation, man. Animation's
they're doing good stuff. I have hopes that Shrek 5 will add to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just does better than the last two, because Shrek 3 was, honestly, Shrek 3 wasn't too bad, but Shrek 4 was like kind of like, what was the point? Why'd you guys do that? Should have really sat down and thought about it before you filmed it.
Basically.
But it's all right. Another, Shrek 5 in development, y'all. So if you guys are gonna be excited about that, all the Shrek supporters that came out the woodwork, out of nowhere,
fucking nowhere,
came out of the bushes like that Homer meme.
Instead of going in, they're coming out.
Exactly.
A little weird.
So Shrek 5, loving it. Moving on though, Morena Baccarin says that she's in talk to play in Deadpool 3. She said she'll return for Wolverine heavy Deadpool 3, saying that it may or may not work out. So that kind of gives you like how much of a role Hugh Jackman is going to be playing. You know what I mean? Or am I tripping?
Well, yeah, I think they basically, from what it sounds like, it's going to be a buddy cop thing, a buddy cop time traveler thing, between Wolverine and Deadpool. Just going about the multiverse or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Time traveling and whatnot, because it's supposed to involve the TVA maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, if she shows up in a couple scenes while they're jumping, and he gets all sad and emotional because they were a thing. Obviously, he loved her and whatnot.
Yeah. So she basically says in this interview. So the interviewer asked for any scoop about Deadpool 3, and she basically says, "Yeah, what is up with Deadpool 3? That's a really good question. I have to be very diplomatic about what I say here. I'd like to be in it. They've called me about being in it right now. We have not agreed on terms, and everybody's trying their best and doing their best, but it may or may not work out. I don't know." So that says that, what are you asking for? You died in the second one. What are you asking for? What's your terms?
Maybe just so she isn't like taking backseat or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. Like, she doesn't need a big role either, because yeah, she is dead. So like, what if they do like flashback scenes while they're traveling time and stuff, and they see her and he's like, damn, I'm sad because she's dead and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or hell, make her the MCU's death.
Well, was it canon that when he went back in time and saved her at the end of Deadpool 2, is that like a thing? Is that real?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot they did that.
They did do that.
Maybe that's what's setting up the TVA, because he's just fucking around.
Maybe that could be something too.
Well, yeah, I never considered that. Maybe she is alive, I guess.
I don't know.
Unless they decide to be like, no, that's not that didn't happen.
That was just like a gag thing.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a gag thing, then he technically killed himself.
Basically, yeah. So it would be kind of a gag thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't, like I said, she's right. She got to be diplomatic if she's over here trying to, leverage, trying to be in the movie, but at the same time, getting what she wants.
Mm.
But what are you asking for? You're dead. I don't know. I was reading it the other day too, and I was just like, there's no one negotiation. Like, do you want to be in it or not? Is she doing anything else? Is she in any other movies?
Idea. No idea. She's out of a job. That would be funny. But yeah, no. I could see her being in it to some capacity, but not to where she's overshadowing Wolverine or whatever.
I hope not. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'll see if she shows up in Deadpool 3. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath. It's not really a big... I mean, she was a big part of the first one. She was a big part of the second one. But if she passed away in the second one, I think we can move on.
Yeah, basically.
And so can she.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. But moving on, somebody who will show up somewhere is Jensen Ackles. Actually saying that Soldier Boy... He says Soldier Boy pops up for a brief moment in the new spinoff of The Boys. In fact, there are a few cameos from the mothership that come into the spinoff. My little bit there was heavy, as in like improvised. What do you think about that? I don't know if you heard about the Gen V little spinoff that they're doing for The Boys.
We talked about it a little bit way back when.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine them doing you know what they did in Homecoming, where Captain America was like in videos and stuff. He's like making fun of them doing that.
Yeah,
he's like, so you fucking got detention. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, they could be doing something like that too. He also says other people will cameo within the show, which I kind of heard a little bit too. I'm assuming we're gonna see Ashley probably in this Gen V one. Homelander for sure. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see Homelander in some capacity, whether on TV or something. I don't think we'll see Billy. I don't think we'll see any of the boys. That'd be kind of weird unless they pull a Boba Fett show and put 2 episodes of just the boys what they're up to.
I can imagine Homelander, Soldier Boy, maybe A-Train. He goes to the school just to like brag or whatever the fuck.
That's something too, yeah.
Get someone from the 7 to like have a pep rally or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's about it. I don't really see them being in it too much, other than to address what's going on, because it's supposed to be going on around with season 3 or whatever. Season 4, something like that.
It's supposed to be. Supposedly, it's supposed to overlap.
Yeah. See, so like I'd imagine we'll hear something about it, and then once the boys goes around, you'll be like, oh, we heard that in the Gen V.
Gen V, yeah. Smart to make us watch both if we want to be up to date, huh? Y'all better make it count, though. I think they're in good hands.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to this kind of like spinoff because I was like, oh, what can they possibly do? But I mean, if they're gonna, I mean, I'm hoping that they're gonna just cameo and not really be the crutch. I hope we don't see like
Basically,
a
yeah.
cameo in every single episode. Like
Mhm.
let this show sink or swim on its own type shit, you know.
Basically.
But yeah, can't wait to see him
Yeah.
back as Soldier Boy. Hopefully, we see him again in like season 4 or something too. I couldn't get enough of him. I really loved him in season 3.
Yeah. He was funny. He
Yeah.
was funny as well.
I wish we get. I hope we get more. I don't know how the comic books look, but hopefully we get something out of him. Right?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Pretty good.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. So moving on though, we got Frank Grillo coming out saying why he wound up switching from the MCU to the DCU. If you don't know who he is, he played Crossbones. Yeah, within the MCU. Basically sounds hurt. He sounds hurt in this interview. So they basically asked him about the whole backstory, what happened with Civil War, and how he was treating with the storytelling in the MCU, and basically the reason why he moved over to the DCU. And he says in this quote, they never told a story about Crossbones. The mythology of the MCU and just what Marvel has in its pool of characters, it's so deep. Crossbones was there for a minute, but he was supposed to be there longer. Then they went the direction they did. I think Crossbones serves a purpose, but I think the interesting thing is that if you see how many people around the world have responded to Crossbones, and again, he's on the screen for a very fucking short amount of time, I think there's more there. He said, I think there was more meat on the bone. I was disappointed, which is why I went over to DC.
Well,
I mean, yes, and I think we talked about this the last time too.
yeah.
I think he was robbed. Honestly, I thought they were gonna, with him being the bad guy in the beginning of Civil War, I thought he was literally gonna be like that little villain that they gotta beat up in the beginning because they're doing some crazy shit, and and then they're gonna go on and you'll see him again later on breaking out of jail, or they're gonna do it again in a different movie, and he'll just be that gag, like, oh, I gotta beat him up before the movie starts type shit.
Yeah.
And no, they just put him in a bubble and blew him up.
Blew his ass up. I think we talked about this, and we were kind of on the money last time. Like, they did him dirty. So it's fair that he moves over to DC, where if James Gunn will treat him right, then okay. I'm still speculating on what he could be. Could he be the senior? What's his name? Rick Flag Senior?
Yeah.
Or could he be Deathstroke?
Not Deathstroke. If they're hiring him now, it has to be one of the projects that is coming up. And so one is the
Creature
senior.
Commandos.
The senior, yeah, for Creature Commandos, or the fire one. Apparently, there's a rumor going around saying he's gonna play the fire one. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but yeah, I don't. Let me see.
Fire one.
Yeah,
Firestorm?
is that his name?
I don't know.
That sounded mad
fire.
generic though.
You just said
That sound-
fire.
Yeah. Well, I don't know his name, so I just know his powers, and his powers said he was on fire. Oh, right here, look. This dude right here, in the middle, the skeleton fire guy. You see him?
Skeleton fire guy.
Right there in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know him. I don't know the Creature Commandos. I am not. If I'm being so dead ass, I am not really picking up new comics to read anything that James Gunn is doing. If I'm being for real,
Why?
because it's not. It's not that, because if I didn't know about them before, I'm not gonna read comics about that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because then, like, what if I read the comics and then I'm like, he didn't do this to this character.
Right here. His name is Dr. Phosphorus. Dr. Phosphorus is typically depicted as a Batman villain in DC Comics. After being exposed to radiation, Alex Sartorius' physiology was changed entirely. His body now burns with eternal flames, and he vows revenge on those who caused his tragedy. Nah, he sounds more of the Rick Flag Sr. type dude. Yeah, because he
soldier type.
Yeah, he hits me as a soldier type dude. I don't see him as a scientist, unless he could do a real good scientist. But honestly, that doesn't sound like a bad backstory. But they have Mr. and Mrs. Frankenstein on the team too. I don't know, man. I don't know what James Gunn's doing. Isn't it? We're not talking about him right now, but at the same time, come on, guy.
This is his team. This is the team he's trying to bring back, and I'm not reading those comics because of that. Basically, like I didn't care about them before. I'm not.
Why would you care about them now? Kind of shit. Yeah, I get that. But I mean, if you want to be informed, wouldn't you want to be informed? Not really.
Not really.
No.
Everyone.
You're not one of those that's like, I need to read this comic book because I want to see what's on this comic book translated to screen, or what?
Well, to be fair, half of the things we've seen on screen, I've read.
Oh.
Like
well, they don't do it all up to a T
well,
either.
no, but you know how BVS they say is like a mixture of 5 comic book storylines? I've read the 5. And I forget which ones it is. It's like Flashpoint, and then it's a couple other ones. Like The Dark Knight Returns and whatnot. Like, I've read all those. I've showed you the weird-ass art style in those.
Yeah.
So, like I read the more famous ones, quote-unquote famous ones. I'm not gonna... If I didn't care about the characters before, I'm not gonna care about them now. Like they had those comics sell out because people are buying them off Amazon and whatnot. And then, same with the Authority. Like, I didn't know about this team, and so I don't really care for the team.
But did you look them up?
I looked them up to see who they were after the fact, but
that's all you need, honestly.
I'm not really gonna read them.
Oh, yeah, comic books. I mean, a lot of people would buy the Audibles anyways. Just get those. Get Audible, or don't buy them at all. I don't know. It seems like you're just trying to spite James Gunn, and that's very petty.
Well, no, I'm not. It's just common knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, I read what I read. Like that Supergirl one that he mentioned, I've read that one before he even announced that shit. So I mean, if I know the character, I've obviously read their stuff.
Damn, you read it before? You were prepared? You knew his slate?
Basically. Well, I didn't know his slate. I just know Supergirl.
Scooper? No, I'm just kidding. He's not. Yeah, but Frank Grillo being disappointed in the MCU, he is very much correct.
That's valid.
Very valid. Hopefully he doesn't get done dirty over here with James Gunn.
He kills him up. He blows his ass away.
Yeah, right. Let's see if James Gunn's DCU survives long enough for even him. What if he's like actually written there for the long run, but the DCU doesn't even last that long, and it's kind of like, damn.
He's like, damn, another Flashpoint.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with that one. Another thing that we're gonna have to wait and see is with a Marvel and DC crossover. So James Gunn said in an interview recently that there's potential. He says, who knows? That's many years away, though. I think we have established what we're doing at DC first. I would be lying to say that we haven't discussed it, but all of the discussions have been very, very light and fun. He basically says he can do it now that he's in charge at DC. He's buddies with Kevin Feige. I mean, obviously it's not going to happen now. They're not going to do it now. He has to build up his DCU. He has to get his characters. He needs to show that he can sustain the brand on his own, right? Like, be able to have the characters, build up money and hype and generate whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but at the same time, it's like, I would want to see all my characters on screen. I would want to see Batman and Iron Man. I would want to see, Quicksilver and the Flash. I would want to see, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to see every single character at least duking it out.
Yeah. I'd do it as like a one and done, if I'm being for real.
Yeah. Like a multiverse one.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we landed here.
Yeah.
And then we need to beat each other up for whatever reason.
Yeah. You're like, did you do this? No. But like,
you're a millionaire? Me too.
I'd do it like a maybe 2-parter just because it would be fucking huge.
Yeah.
But a one and done, maybe don't connect them. Just do it. And
let it be a Carnage kind of thing.
Something like that.
Let superheroes like actually, like, I don't know, if Superman grabs like Iron Man or something, let him rip his suit up to shreds or some shit, or rip him in half. I don't know.
He just
be
walks
crazy.
in, nice suit.
Right. That's what I'm telling you. Like a
Sort of
tin can.
Homelander shit.
It's just like you know how you do a can like this? It's just
Yeah,
like it would have been done.
Yeah.
If the talks are all light and fun, I mean, who are you talking to though? Are you talking to Fahi? Is that who you're telling me that you're talking to? Is Fahi gonna come out and say, "I would never do anything for the James Gunn DCU"? Like, I don't know. He's been saying a lot of stuff too. So I'm trying to. I feel like he doesn't say stuff without having something behind it. If that makes sense. Like I feel like he knows what he's saying, and he knows how to evade, and he knows how to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If something is being discussed and is light and fun or whatever, I would hope that he's not doing this to just get fans to be like, oh yeah, fucking like me. You know what I mean? I hope he's doing it to actually, put in the best work that he possibly can. Because sometimes, I don't know, guys, I'm telling you, he needs to get off of Twitter. Sometimes the way he be on that bitch, I'm just like, either sometimes it's very desperation filled, or it's like dickish vibes off his tweets. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be cool, but yeah, at the same time, not at this time. Not at this juncture where DC is like kind of crawling to the finish line.
Not even. Where's the finish line? They haven't even started. They're trying to get.
Well, the Flash is technically the finish line before he has to get up and start running again.
Get up, Barry. Don't act tired now. Yeah. I mean, a crossover sounds cool. I just, realistically speaking, that's just not gonna happen anytime soon at all. So, I mean, why even bring this up to the public is beyond me. Because now, people are gonna be like, why didn't we ever get a Marvel and DC crossover? They're gonna ask him now, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I never said it was gonna happen." Or they're gonna be like, "Well, you know what I mean?" It's just gonna be a big old thing later. It's stay off the internet, bro. He needs to stay off the internet a little, just a tad.
I'm telling him he needs to shut the fuck up, but he doesn't do that.
Another, actually, I don't know if it's like a bad thing. To me, it makes sense, but I don't know what y'all think. But people are calling out Pedro Pascal. I don't know if this is false or whatever it may be. I'm getting this from Phantom Wire. I've seen it in a couple other places, but apparently Pedro Pascal is making a $600K salary, while Bella Ramsey's only doing $70,000. And here's my thing, and it's per episode, by the way. So he's getting that much per episode, $600,000 per episode. Here's my thing: Pedro Pascal has been acting for many years. He's an established actor. Yeah, they're front and center. They're both in front of the camera, but he's been around for a while. Now, Bella Ramsey, she's been in Game of Thrones. I don't think I've seen her in anything else besides Game of Thrones and the show. It's being twisted as like, oh, because she's a girl, whatever, that she's not getting enough money or blah, blah, blah. But to me, I'm just like, you got to think of experience. My man's has been in not only Hollywood for like the longest time, he's been in major blockbuster hits that brought him like millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's deserved, but what do you think?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's experience, and it's how you present yourself and stuff, and how your managers work. Because if she had a good manager, she probably could have demanded more. You know what I mean? But yeah, Pedro Pascal's been around doing this shit forever, and I have no doubt. Bella Ramsey, that's her name. Mm-hmm. I have no doubt Bella Ramsey will get that fat paycheck one day. But for right now, she's settling for what she's settling for because she's up and coming. You got to do your dirt before you get to the top. So like I'm sure she'll get there, but right now, it's not happening. Pedro Pascal's been up and above.
Yeah,
and it all comes down to your agent also. If your agent isn't negotiating, then that's on you.
Yeah, 60 to 70,000 is still fucking shit ton of money. Let's not be mistaken there.
Per episode too. There's 9 episodes.
Yeah, so they're still cashing in dough. The thing is though, they're saying it's about a $5 million gap between them two, and it's like, well, he put in that work. That's $1 million for every 10 years he's been or every 8 years he's been in Hollywood or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? It's, I don't see the bad spin on, like, people are putting a bad spin on it, but I'm just like, hey, you know what? It makes sense why it's happening if you really look at it.
It's not. It can't be a woman thing, and if you're that political about it, just stop watching shows and all that. Because I'll tell you right now, half supporting actors aren't making that much. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. She'll get there. She'll get there. She'll be making Zendaya money in no time. She just has to get there.
Here it is too. Look, Pop Tings had put it down on their Twitter, and somebody commented underneath saying misogyny at its finest. How is that being misogynist? Because he's getting paid more.
I don't know. It's always an excuse for something.
Get a better agent, this guy says.
See?
Facts.
See?
Facts. This comment, it says, if that's the real gap, it's pretty vast. Bella was also a big name on Game of Thrones, a hugely popular character. I think he should get more. He probably brought his experience to every scene, but Bella did an amazing job. Yep. She's right. I do think she should be paid a lot more next season, but to be fair, he is a veteran actor. See, people get it. It's just weird people that are just like, pay people the same money for the same work to everyone arguing Pedro's more established. Would you want your male coworker who has worked at the company 30 years longer but does the same work as you to be paid more? No, that's what's called the gender pay gap.
He's quite literally the lead of the show. She's supporting actress. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they should.
Well, she's a main character too.
Well,
she's the lead too. She's the co-lead.
No, I don't know. Not really. Because, I mean, supporting actors and co-leading are two different things, I think. And while she is in it most of the time,
Pedro's in it more.
Pedro's in it more.
Yeah, he's in every single episode. Basically. Where she only shows up in the third one or the second one?
She shows up early, you know, but I feel like we see Pedro more until he's knocked out cold, and then at that point you're like, well, what do you got to do? You got to show your prequel. And like,
what do you got to do? You got to give her the episode, I guess.
Yeah, like, you got to do something to fill the time, but like, and I'm not shitting on her performance. Her performance was great. We'll get to a Last of Us review in a minute. I know the show's been over and done with. We've been backed up, but we will get to it. She's done great, and I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I'm not watching that shit. She'll get there. It's not a female thing. It's experience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The weird twist on it is kind of weird for me, so I'm just like, it is what it is. But I think it's just obviously experience, and you agree with me.
Exactly.
I mean, let us know if you guys agree. If you guys don't, I mean, it is what it is. Moving on, though, we got word. Euphoria's Eric Dane is going to be joining Bad Boys 4. They're getting a villain. I don't know if you recognize him, but he was in Euphoria. He was the dad.
Oh, he's the dad. Okay, Nate Jacobs' dad?
Yeah, Jacob's dad.
Okay.
He was the one that was into the weird shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't talk about this stuff on the air, man.
Yeah. For those that think I'm not hip, I see Euphoria, bro. Get off me. Yeah, so Will Smith, Martin Lawrence coming back for a fourth film. We covered the video that they wound up making, putting on their socials, announcing it. We finally got a villain locked in. The question needs to be asked: are they too old to be doing this shit? Especially Martin Lawrence, bro. I'm sorry. Unless he's getting back into shape, I really don't want to see him the way he was in Bad Boys 3.
Basically, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, yeah. Everyone's getting a little too old for this shit. Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, not really. Oh, yeah, he's old, but he's not doing action shit as of recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just doing like little. Right now, he's doing that mob stuff, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
And he kills it in Tulsa King. So
yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, so you should. I recommend it. But like unfortunately, they are getting old, and you know, I thought Bad Boys 3 was them passing the torch. I guess they're still in it because they got their own task force and whatnot. God, that shit was such bullshit. But like, it's a little too old. They're a little too old for this shit.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Dane sounds like a good villain, though. He actually is a really talented actor. I've seen him in multiple things. He was
a whole ass menace in Euphoria.
Yeah. I think he will do well. Be a good addition to the movie. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, Martin Lawrence needs to hit a gym or something before they start filming. They need to tell him like, hey, come on, dog. You're supposed to be a cop. Come on, bro. You're not the donut eating cop. You're supposed to be out there being the comedic relief. And I sit on a fucking sofa all movie.
You're supposed to be Will Smith's backup.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Eric Dane joining Bad Boys 4, getting a villain. This movie's on a roll. It's actually coming off the ground. For as long as it took for Bad Boys 3, I'm guessing the reception was so well that, it got the fourth one greenlit fairly quick. I don't know. You seen the third one, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Are you excited for Bad Boys 4?
I enjoyed most of it. A Bad Boys 4 sounds nice, but again, they're too old. It's time for them to pass the torch. Or maybe that was the whole plotline for spoilers for Bad Boys 3, but maybe that's the whole plotline with his son, you know what I mean? So maybe they are passing the torch to his ass or something, but eventually you're gonna have to call it quits. You know what I mean? Like something's gotta happen.
Yeah, somebody needs to say enough's enough. Enough's enough. And well, nobody's telling them today, so we're still getting a Bad Boys 4.
Yeah.
It'll be coming out probably by next year, 2024. If they got a villain, if they're gonna start shooting maybe this year, it should be out by maybe end of next year.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah. 2024. Yeah, we'll wait to see. We'll keep you guys updated. Eric Dane, look him up if you guys are a fan. He is on Euphoria. Fucking menace on that show. Fucking menace. Fucking weirdo. Moving on though. I know you're gonna love this one. Your boo Kim Kardashian gonna be on American Horror Story season 12, along with Emma Roberts coming back to do a couple more, hopefully a couple more seasons. I really liked her in the Witches one. Thought she did a great job.
I haven't seen this show.
You never seen American Horror Story?
I haven't seen this show.
Not one episode.
No.
I stopped watching after season 6.
No, let's see.
Yeah,
I've seen pieces and bits.
I need to come back. It's just, man, there's so many, but it's so many seasons. Like they all have to be good. It can't.
Is it connected or is this like an anthology?
It's an anthology. Like every season's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. But I haven't seen this show one bit. And if you're excited for this news, then good for you.
I still say the first season is gold standard, but the third season is wow. The Witches one is crazy, and then there's one where there's an asylum. That one goes hard too. Yeah, there's a few of them that go pretty hard.
Yeah, and I know they get pretty big name actors in it.
Yeah, they do.
I think what's his name was in there? The dude that played Jeffrey Dahmer. What was his name?
Evan Peters. Oh yeah,
he's in one of those.
He's
seasons.
in all the seasons except for I think season 10 and up, because he literally was like, I need to take a break, because he plays all these fucking crazy characters. He's a fucking dope ass actor. The first season, I always say, is like the peak though. If you watch that one and you fall in love, you're gonna love the rest of the seasons.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't know. I still gotta check it out. But this sounds dope. Doesn't really spark any interest.
I was just more like, Kim Kardashian is actually getting a role, and I hope it's not a big role.
She can act.
I didn't know she can act. I thought she was just on an actual, what is it?
Reality show.
A reality show.
Keeping Up with Kardashians or whatever the fuck it's called.
You just said the whole name correctly.
Well, no, because I know they said they canceled that one and it's a different one now. It's a different title now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I forget.
Emma Roberts is a welcome, come here, girl, come back here. Kim Kardashian, on the other hand, I don't know about her chops. The only other movie I've seen her in was that Goofy one. That Goofy one with the Kung Fu Panda, the parody movie.
Oh.
Yeah, she was actually in that movie.
Oh, man, I can't.
No. I can't see her doing anything like this. Why is Kim Kardashian in any kind of... Is she actually taking her acting chops seriously? Is she gonna actually try to be a serious actress?
We can hope so. I don't know. That still sounds very skeptical to me. I don't know. You American Horror Story fans, you gotta let me know. I've never seen this, and I don't know if this sparks joy or not.
This season's gonna be about Kanye West and
the horrors of Kanye West.
How she tried to get away. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy. But like I said, Emma Roberts, A-okay with me. I'm good with her though. She's a great actress. I think she was on Scream Queens too, right? I believe
so.
And I heard like she killed it on that show, like 100%. So I don't know. I still gotta check that out.
Well, there
but
you go.
Emma Roberts is yes, sir. And you have to watch American Horror Story. You gotta watch that.
I'll get to it.
When did the show start? Because it's on season 12 already, and I remember watching like the first season. Like I said, it's a very explicit show, and it was on FX. And I think I was watching this first season like when I was in high school or something. Hold on.
Damn, if it's been on since you were in high school, goddamn. No.
Right. It started 2011.
God, it was going on through when I was in high school. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. it's been the first season aired in 2011. So that's fucking crazy. I was like a fucking minor. Like so bad.
No, that sounds crazy.
So yeah, check it out. It's been out for a minute. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a few seasons that are rocky, but hey, the whole show as a whole is fucking A1. I got to get back on it. It's kind of like The Flash for you. You know how like The Flash just kind of got out of hand and you're just like, you fall behind and it's kind of hard to catch up. You're like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. With that being said, that's going to be our last topic for the day. If there's anything that we missed, anything that we should have talked about on this episode, but we totally didn't for which reason, is there a movie that you guys want us to review? Anything you guys want us to talk about on this podcast? Josh, let them know where they can let us know.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up, and you can engage with us freely. So let us know about any movies or news you want us to cover. That's up to you guys too. If you want to listen to us on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcast at FilmBros Podcast. If you want to support us in a big way, ZippyStream at FilmBros Podcast. All it takes is a name and an email. And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube, go ahead and do that at FilmBros Podcast.
Yeah, and with that being said, we will talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.